Hello, this is Paul once again. In this episode, I'll be talking about tanks I believe Wartunder will implement. In this, like I said, in this episode, part 2, I am talking about infantry tanks and tank destroyers. I'll also be giving you some basic information, and in this episode, I'll be able to tell you where you can find out more about some tanks. And he'll begin. Matilda 2. This thing has 75mm of frontal armour, has the quick firing ordnance 2-pounder gun, and routed the SS in Africa and can be only took out by 88mm anti-tank guns, which unfortunately happened. It was used in numbers in Europe and mostly made famous in North Africa. Okay, now for the Valentine tank. This will probably go into a few tiers due to how long this tank was produced. It was produced from 1940 to 1944 in various types and marks. Initially armed with the 2-pounder a 2-pounder gun, then equipped with the 6-pounder gun, and in its final versions it had the 75mm gun. There might be a Russian premium version of this tank as well. Now for another famous infantry tank, the Churchill marks. There are a lot of Churchill marks, so this will probably flush out the heavy tank tree of the British. As you can, I believe we'll get all ones down the centre, so Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark V/3 and all that. But we might get some others branches coming off it as well, which I believe will be quite interesting. Now, this is technically a prototype, but it might make it into tier 5 for Black Prince, which was a totally redesigned Churchill, slightly wider to mount the 17-pounder gun. But if it isn't put in, it might make a good premium. It'll probably go into the top. It will be quite a little battle tier in it as well. But interesting to see what they do with it. And there's this Conqueror. This thing is armed with a 120mm gun. This tank is mounted with a gun that is the grandfather of all tank gun 120mm guns mounted on NATO tanks now. It has massive armour. If you want more in-depth information / video of it, I suggest going to the World Tanks tank tour thing. It shows you the interior of the tank as well, giving you a good idea of what the modules inside will be placed like. This thing was designed to go up against IS-3s as well, so it will be top tier, and it was brought out of service in the mid-60s and served in Western Germany. Western Germany. Now for the anti-tank guns, which is going to be quite funny due to the fact that we didn't really have many. I mean, this is mostly how anti-tank things were like, vehicles were like. Just an anti-tank gun, placed on the back of a lorry. In this case, it's the 2-pounder gun. In other cases, it was this, the 6-pounder gun mounted on the back of a lorry. This one's in the desert, and it has slightly more armour on the sides to protect the crew. These portees were designed to shoot and scoot, lay in ambush, shoot a couple of rounds, and then get the hell out of there. This is the Ada Mark II. It is a fancy tank, based on the chassis of a Crusader. The gun I do not know, but it'll probably be American or a big British one, maybe 17-pounder, or the 39mm anti-aircraft gun. It's a fancy tank. It might make it in. It was just something I just wanted to throw in there, shake things up a bit. You must admit, it does look quite interesting. There is a website details you can look up there if you want to have a look at it. There is some information the model maker put up just to make it a bit more spicy. It's quite interesting. Speed and everything that'll be left up to Gaijin to disguise. So, just want to throw there. This is the Achilles, aka the Mark 10 tank destroyer. People in America know as the Wolverine. It's got a 17-pounder anti-tank gun. It was a Lend-Lease tank as well. It'll probably be higher tier because we got in, I believe, 1943. Late 1943 we started getting Achilles for the invasion of D-Day. But before that, we developed our own tank destroyer, and it's this one, the Archer. The Archer is quite an interesting design. The gun's actually pointing back over. So, to point the gun around, you have to turn it 180 degrees around to face it forward. It was designed to lay ambush and then shoot and scoot. I've messed around with a game that has it. It's quite a good tank. 17-pounder again. Probably late tiers. Again, probably tier 4. Yeah, tier 4 I'd say. And then there's this one here. The Charioteer. This would be obviously a late tank, like tier 5. It's armed with a 20-pounder gun on an old chassis. This one here is in Egyptian markings, but we used it in Western Germany. It was just to bulk out the number of tanks we had in case Russia decided to come and say hello. Turret has basically no IAM at all as well. But there's some good tanks. I'm hoping guys can implement at least these tanks. Some of the tanks I say might not be in it, might be premium tanks. They might even do what World of Tanks did and put in some fancy tanks. Like the Tortoise. The Tortoise might be a tier 5 premium. And they might get a Sherman premium. The Germans might get a premium Matilda, because they did capture them in North Africa. But you never know, do you? It'll be interesting to see what happens. Like I said, these are my own personal opinions, and I hope you enjoyed them. And have a nice day.